How could my partner be a narcissist if everyone else loves him?
But that doesn't even make sense. They're so nice to everybody. There is covert and overt. So don't always think a narcissist is really clear in front of you.
Yeah, and it usually is this empathy sensitive people that just absorb it all and just think it's all their fault.
Whatever they are getting, you are not getting. Whatever attention they're receiving, you simply don't receive it.
And when I ask for things, do they care enough about me to give back and to do something, or are they just not going to? And how are they with other people? Do they just
might be beautiful for 3 weeks, a month? It could even go to 3 months, right? But then the pattern comes back once they're sure they have you back.
How could my partner be a narcissist if everyone else loves him? Everyone praises him. They think he's amazing. He serves everyone. He does everything for everyone. So how could I really be with a narcissist if that's everyone else's perception of him? Am I wrong? Am I confused? Is there something wrong with me? Help, Rain.
Thanks, Mel, for putting the heart into it.
You're welcome. I'm dedicated to this. Let's do this.
I get a lot of these questions all the time, especially when I start off with somebody and they start to talk. And then I say, well, check out this website or look into narcissism. But then they always come back and be like, but that doesn't even make sense. They're so nice to everybody. They're really nice. Like, my family loves him, my friends, his colleagues at work. You know, he does everything. He'll go grocery shopping for someone. He'll pick them up from the airport. He'll sit and listen when my friend comes over to talk and she needs something. He's so available and he listens and he's there. And so how could he be a narcissist? And the biggest clue is how is this person with you? Not with the world, not with others, not the reputation, okay? What is being said and parroted on the outside. But how is this person with you? So narcissists basically, they put on this, it's a display. They are in a movie, okay? They are in a movie set. They are playing out a role, okay? A role of someone that they admire in their heads, okay? So that there's a role that they're playing, and not that all of us humans are playing a role, okay? Even us empaths, we're playing a role of empathy. Right? We're all playing a role on planet Earth. However, the role that they're choosing that role, and they know they're not that person. So there's a clarity between this is a role I'm playing, but this is not who I truly am, right? Unlike a lot of us, we don't even know we're playing that role until we dive deep and go in and be like, yeah, I don't want to play this identity role of like a victim of life, you know, and then we change it because it's an entire different being, okay? Narcissism. So let's say that everybody loves this narcissist, right? Or this toxic person in your life. But when they come home to you and you're trying to talk to them, they're not interested. Their eyes glaze over. So there is covert and overt. So don't always think a narcissist is really clear in front of you. So the overt may actually walk off and be completely disinterested or shut you down or be rude or aggressive, right? The covert narcissist will pretend to give you the attention, maybe glaze over, maybe be like, okay, I'll just close my eyes while you're speaking so that I can hear you better. They'll always give a reason to it, or maybe I just need to walk when you're talking just because, and they'll give themselves some kind of ailment and that's why they have to do it, right? But the entirety of it is whatever attention they give the outside world does not come to you, because then when you're sitting, you're noticing, hey, but when my friend's talking about her bad relationship, he's fully invested. He's not closing his eyes and sleeping while talking. He's not pacing around to give. No, he's invested. His attention is fully there. But with me, it's very different. It's the same thing. Like, you're just arrived at the airport and he's not going to pick you up, right? But then his mom, his cousin, his friend, your friend, all of a sudden he's picking them up from the airport. Now, I'm giving you examples of all the clients I've had, right? And friends. And this is what they would tell me. But he knows how to get in the car and go to the airport. He gets everybody out of the airport. If somebody's car breaks down, he's the first one to help. But when my car breaks down, for some odd reason, he's unavailable. He's not there. So that's how it kind of looks like. So the one of the only ways you can figure it out is because the manipulation, how does it happen? It happens with, from the outside world, everyone is getting what they need from this stand-up person. They're a success. Covert narcs are not really that successful at work. They're not like go-getters like the overt. The overt are go-getters. They're like, oh, I'll be millionaires and we, show off and lavish in my yachts and this. The covert narcissist has a lot more insecurity about who they are. So you're not going to notice they're not lavishing you with like gifts and money and everything, but it's a different kind of thing. And we're going to get into covert and overt in another episode. But for now, I just want to make it really clear, what does it look like when others like them? And they're used sometimes in the smallest possible ways and sometimes in really large ways. But regardless, whatever they are getting, you are not getting. Whatever attention they're receiving, you simply don't receive it. Okay? So now you know it's an act. There's something happening. This is manipulation, meaning if I can let you see that the whole world is getting everything you keep requesting to receive from me, and you don't receive it, then you're going to deduce that you did something wrong. You're going to deduce that it's your fault. Because now what do we do as humans? We compare ourselves to others. And this happened because of the schooling system and our parents. Like, look at your sister. She's eating. You're not. Oh, your friend got an A. You got a C. So we learned the comparing game. And they know that we know the comparing game. So what do? Now you get to compare yourself against everyone else. It's not one other person. It's against everyone you know. So now, who's the crazy? You are. Why is he incapable of being this loving, giving you that attention, carrying the groceries, cleaning the way he would at your mom's house? Why can he not do it with you? Now, what are you going to do? Is there something wrong with me? It must be me. It must be me. So we stick around, right? But in reality, the only way you can figure it out, and I swear to you this works, is you notice. Just notice how much of the outside world, what they're saying, what he does, become the observer. And just reflect all the stuff that this person does. And this is a friend, it could be a friend, a colleague, or whatever, right? Are they doing it with the outside world? Do they do it with me? Or are there two different personalities? Mm-hmm. This is really the only way to figure it out. So it's a great question because this is the crazy making. It's called crazy making, right? So now you'll never think that they're a problem. You won't research, you won't look into it, you won't disassociate from the whole relationship and become the observer. All you're going to do is figure out, what can I fix in me so that he can be nice to me and give me what he's giving everyone and refuses to give me, even though I've expressed it a million times. Because now he doesn't even have to say anything. He will never say because it's your fault. Well, sometimes they do. But that's when it's projection and it's time to say, well, it's your fault. Like you're saying, we'll talk about projection, but you're saying you're the one who did this, and they switch the topic around completely and it becomes your fault. Well, you're the one who also does that. Don't you remember the time? And then all of a sudden the whole topic is about you. They do that, yes. But a lot of times, because they've already done that with the outside world, they don't have to come and say, well, how come I can do it with everyone but you? They're not going to say that. You're going to have to deduce it on your own. Make sense, Mel?
Yeah. Well, it's so isolating being that partner in that relationship. It is so painful too, because it usually is this empath, these sensitive people that just absorb it all and just think it's all their fault till it gets long enough where they realize they've jumped through every hoop, every which way, and they're exhausted and depleted and they have nothing left and they're like just broken and they're just like have no energy, just like rock bottom, zero. And then it's like, okay, so now what do I do? It's a rough place to be in. Once you get out of that, it's very liberating and freeing, but it's really painful to be in the middle of that. But it's good to open up your eyes to it and realize what's happening. And like you said, I think just starting to be the observer of like, once you start learning about this information, of realizing like, is this something that I'm in? Let me pay attention. Let me just sit back and just pay attention. When I ask for things, do they care enough about me to give back and to do something, or are they just not going to? And how are they with other people? Do they just show up instantly for them, but not for me? So it's yeah, good to just be mindful and aware and start observing the relationship.
And just notice, because there is a pattern. So there are pockets of reality within the relationship, pockets of reality where you are receiving some of the stuff. Not all of it, though. You're still receiving some. But because you've received nothing, the sum you're receiving feels good. Feels like you're getting everything, right? And so even if you're feeling that they're giving, my partners can't be a narcissist because everybody loves them, when you're about to leave, when you're waking up slowly, it's like drowning and then coming up for air, and you're like, what the hell is this? The minute you're like, what is going on? They'll start giving you what they give others. So then you're like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Wait, yay, this might be working. I think it's going to work, right? And it really depends on the narcissist. Usually the overt narcissist can't last that long. Covert narcissist can take up to, you'll notice, like, it might be beautiful for 3 weeks, a month. It could even go to 3 months, right? But then the pattern comes back. Once they're sure they have you back, once they're assured, that the crazy making will begin again. So don't just be like, oh, I noticed today, but today he gave me because I was in this mood, right? Or I'm ready to leave. Just give it some time. Give yourself the freedom and the patience. You know how long you've spent trying to figure out how bad you are and trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Give that same amount of time to observe the relationship as an outsider. Just give it time. Don't jump into conclusions immediately. Just give yourself breathing time. So yes, so it's true. Many people can and will find that you will find your partner loving, and you will be very confused about why don't you feel the same way. So we want to make sure to ask you this question. Please, how have you felt around it? How many people actually love the person you're with and you're not getting any of that love, right? Are you going through this? How does it look like from your end? What have you been experiencing through them? Maybe write us in the comments your list of things, right? So that others can also see the similarities. This is what they do for others and they don't do for me. Maybe that's a very good thing for you guys to write today and share with us.
I love that. Yes, we'd love to hear your comments. We'd love to connect with you. We'd love to give you support, validation, all those things that you've been isolating yourself from. And the truth is a lot of times you can't go to your closest friends or family or siblings because they adore your partner. There's a lot of that where they're just like, no one's going to believe me. I know Rain had gone through that where she kept trying to finally opening up, and they're just like, but no, it must be you. And keep doing these things. And so we at least will be here for you to support you. So we can at least do it through the comments, connect that way. And if there's other episodes or topics that you want to know about, we will go into it. And yes, please leave the comments below and connect with us and let us know if that's something you can relate to. And if your partner, if you feel like they show their love to everyone else and not you. And then also, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And if you want to support us, you can go to our Buy Me a Coffee site, and you can donate there. Or we've got really great products. We've got really cute jewelry on there and really great products. I'm wearing some really cute earrings. You can see if you're watching the video, lots of cute stuff. So go check it out, and we'll see you on the next episode.